Welcome back to FM Story. In this episode of the Journeyman Safe, we see the second half of our 5th season. Can we survive in the National League? Without further ado, let's get going. If you enjoy the video, please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of new videos. We've got new Journeyman videos every Wednesday and Saturday. We ended the last episode after the FA Cup game where we got knocked out by Exeter. Since then, we've had another really bad run of form. We won the FA Trophy game the following game, and then the only other game we've won was on the 1st day of January away at Scunthorpe. Other than that, the performances just haven't been there. We're really struggling, as can be seen by the fact that we've dropped into the relegation zone, and the fact that Barrow have got a couple of games in hand on us and are above us as well. Despite all this, though, we have been offered a job interview at Accrington, who are in League One and obviously sort of hovering around the relegation zone there. So looking at the squad, it's a decent looking squad, potential for us to hopefully do something with in terms of the players that might fit in a formation that we're looking for. So what we'll do is we will do the interview and then see how things go. We obviously did well in the interview with Accrington. As you can see, we've been appointed as manager. So their prediction was for 13th. We brought Charlie Williamson along as our assistant from Welling. They're currently 16th. And the board want to finish mid-table, so hopefully we can do something in the second half of the season. We've got about a day of the transfer window left to try and bring some players in, so we'll probably look to bring a couple of players in on loan, just to see if we can strengthen in a few key areas. I don't think we'll be playing 5 at the back. I think we will probably only be playing 2 up front with 1 in behind and then a back 4. I think is probably what we'll be doing. So obviously Jay King looks like the hot prospect as someone who could potentially play in behind, but obviously he's out on loan. So that's more a long-term one. Tommy Lee's obviously captain, who can play in the centre midfield, who could also at a push play behind the front man. Colby Bishop is the leading goal scorer, but he can also potentially play behind the front 2 as well if we do decide to do something else there. So the plan, they want us to develop players using the youth system. They want top half, and that's about it for the league for this current season. So hopefully we can just get off to a good start. So we had a few technical problems recording the video for the second half of the season. So what we'll do is we'll just do a quick recap of how everything went. In the end, we finished up 16th in the league. It wasn't great. We were expected to finish in the top half. We did improve, because I think when we took over, we were just above the relegation zone, so we did improve a bit, and so we did end up surviving the drop fairly safely. Obviously, we would have liked to have done better. The form wasn't great. It was a bit of a roller coaster in that second half of the season. So our first game in charge was the game against Northampton, and we won 3-0. Comfortable win, but they were bottom of the table, so it didn't really tell us much. We then played Crewe, who were either just inside the relegation zone or just outside the relegation zone, and lost 2-0. And then we went and played Plymouth at home, who were 3rd at the time, and drew 1-1. So we had the full spectrum of results against the full spectrum of teams in the league. We drew the next game against Shrewsbury. We comfortably won away at Coventry, who were a team that were on the verge of the playoff places at that point. We drew against Lincoln, beat Portsmouth at home, and then that's when the form sort of started to crater a bit. So we lost at home to Bolton. We drew with Oxford and Fleetwood, and then April was a pretty horrible month. So over the Easter weekend, we lost to Rochdale, but beat Salford, and then we lost away at Blackpool and away at Peterborough. And then at the end of the season, We won 3-1 away to Doncaster, which included our goal of the season from Ymir Palmerson. So the ball came out, Palmerson picked it up in his own half, drove into the Doncaster half, looked like he'd run into a cul-de-sac, and then just stopped and then bent it into the top corner. So all in all, it was a slightly disappointing end to the season, just with the form had gone. We started well enough, but we did only pick up 5 wins in the second half of the season that we were in charge there. So obviously there's going to be some work to do next season to try and improve on that. Join us next time for our first full season in charge of Accrington. We're going to need to do a fair bit of work in the summer just to try and improve the squad. So we've got a starting point for next season. So join us then.